When doing GIS work, we often have to digitize our own data. So when digitizing, what we do is convert the geospatial data in an image into vector data. So in this case, I have a base map showing the Google satellite image. But you can also use any other images such as a georeference image like the one we did in the previous video, or even use a printed map that has been georeferenced. So in this case, I will use the Google base map and start and show you how to digitize in QGIS. So the first step of digitizing is creating a shapefile. To create a shapefile, go into Layer, Create Layer and select New Shapefile Layer. Here you can give the file location and the file name. So I will name my file as island. And I'm going to digitize this island. So my geometry type is polygon. Here you have to give the coordinate reference system, and by clicking this icon you can select the coordinate reference system. So you can select either a geographic coordinate system or a projected coordinate system if you know the coordinate system that you are working on. So in this case I will just use a geographic coordinate system which is commonly used. It is the QGIS 1984. So you can see QGIS 1984 here, and in this diagram you can see that we can use this coordinate system for anywhere in the world. So it is a geographic coordinate system. So I will leave all the other options as default and click on OK to create the shapefile. So the shapefile has been created and it has been automatically added to the project. And if you go into the browser, you can see under the folder the shapefile has been created. And if you go into the file explorer, you can see the shapefile. So shapefile is not a single file, it is a file made up of at least three, made up of several other files. Now we can start digitizing. But before starting digitizing, we need a new toolbar. So to get the toolbar, we right click here and click on Digitizing Toolbar. So the Digitizing Toolbar has been added, but still the icons are not activated because we need to toggle into editing mode. So select your shapefile and click on Toggle Editing. To start digitizing, click on Add Polygon feature, and now you can start digitizing. You can use the wheel button of your mouse to pan around the map. So after you have completed the polygon, right click, and it will give you an option to populate the attribute table. But at this moment we are not going to add any details into the attribute table, so I will just click OK. So now you can see our polygon has been added. And to save the edits, click on Save Layer Edits, and we can toggle editing. So we are out of the editing mode now, and we can see our polygon on the map. And so we have a shapefile like any other shapefile, and we can change the properties if we want. For example, we can make it transparent. So that's how you can create a shapefile by digitizing in QGIS. So now we know how to create a shapefile, and digitize our features. However, it is recommended to work in a Geopackage rather than using shapefiles when working in GIS. So I will show you how to create a Geopackage and do digitizing and save your vector data in a Geopackage. For that, go into Layer, Create Layer, and select on Neo Geopackage Layer. So here, when you save a Geopackage layer, first you need a database. So in my project folder, I don't have a Geopackage created previously. So if I want to create a Geopackage layer, then I have to create a geodatabase as well. So if we go back, you can see it shows that we need to have a database. So you can create the database straight from here. You have to just give the file location and give a name to your Geopackage database. So I will call it as project 3 database. So this is the name of the database, and this is the name of the layer that we are going to create. It has given the same name to the layer, but I want to change that. So I will call it as land use, because I am going to digitize the land uses on this island. And my geometric type would be polygon. And I will keep the coordinate reference system the same as WGS84. If not, we can change it from here. And I will keep all the other options as default. So now you can see under our project folder, there is a geodatabase. And within that geodatabase, there is a new file as land use. And that file has already been imported into QGIS project. Now, like we did, similar to what we did with the shapefile, we can start editing this layer. And we can click on add polygon features to start digitizing. So I will digitize these residential areas. Now I have digitized all the residential areas. I can save my edits and toggle editing, stop editing mode. So you can see now all the polygons are saved. Now I will go into the attribute table of the land use layer to add some more data. So to go into the attribute table, select the layer, right click and select open attribute table. So this is the table associated with this layer, and you can see that there are 5 rows representing each of these polygons. So this is just the ID field, and now I need to add a separate column that shows the different land use types. So to add, so this is the add field button, but it is not activated yet because we have to start editing. So I will click this toggle editing mode, and then this button will be activated, and I can click on that to add a new field. So I will name this field as land use, and it would be a text type column, and length I will keep as 50, representing maximum 50 letters. Click on OK, and now I can add data into this column. So these are residential areas. I will add the same data to all the polygons and click on Save Edits and stop editing. Now I will add more polygons to represent some of these bare lands. And you can see, like when I finish drawing the polygon, now I can straight away add the land use. Okay, we can save the edits and stop editing. And now we can go into properties and change the symbology to categorized and select land use as the value. Then click on classify. Click on OK, and now we can see the residential areas in one color and the bare lands in another color. Similarly, we can also digitize the roads on this island. So to digitize the roads, I will need a line layer. So I will create a new geopackage layer, and in this case we have already created a database. So I will select that database in our project folder, and I will name this layer as roads. And in this case the geometry type is line, and I will keep the coordinate system as WGS84. Click OK. Here it asks whether I need to overwrite the existing database or whether I need to add a new layer. So in this case I need to add a new layer. So you can see a new layer has been added to the project, and if we go to the browser panel and refresh, you can see in the same database where we save the land use, now there is another file as roads. So we'll start editing this layer and click on add file features to start digitizing. So I have finished digitizing the roads. I will save the edits and stop editing mode. Now I can go into properties, symbology, and increase the width and maybe change the color. Okay, now we have polygons representing the land use and the roads and lines representing the roads. We'll also do a point layer just to show how it is done. So go into layer, create layer, new geopackage layer, and we'll select the same database and we'll name these as sampling points. So the geometry type is points, and we'll keep the same coordinate system and click OK. And we click on add new layer. So the new layer has been added. You can start editing. Click on add point features, and we can add the points where we want. So all the points are added. I will save the edits and stop editing. So here we digitized a polygon layer, a line layer, and a points layer. And we also showed how to change the symbology and also change the data in the attribute table. And if you go into the browser panel, you can see the data, the files are saved under the database. And so these are the Geopackage layers, and this is the shapefile. If you go into File Explorer, you can see the shapefile separately as 5 files, and you can see the Geopackage separately. So all these land use, roads, and sampling points are within this file. You can't see them in your File Explorer, but you can see them in QGIS. And if you need to export these as shapefiles, you can select the layer, right click, and export to file, and select as shapefile and give a file location. And click on OK. And if you go back to the File Explorer, you can now see the land use shapefile as a separate shapefile. Similarly, you can also export the shapefile into the database. Select as Geopackage and select the geodatabase and give a name. So in this case, I am exporting the island layer and click on OK. So now you can see, first we created a shapefile and we exported that, and now we have exported that layer into the database. So similarly, you can export the shapefiles into the database, and also you can export the layers out from the database as shapefiles and save them as shapefiles. So I hope this video gives you a brief understanding of how to digitize and also how to manage your files in QGIS.